Jax Sauce. It's me, Eric. I'm still around. It's been a long time since we've done one of these, but you know what? It's that time of year, December 1st. That can only mean one thing. The 2024 Bitterpops Advent Calendar is back, and you know I got to go through this. Like I said, it's been a while since we've done a beer review. I know, but you know, life doesn't always allow for beer reviews. Let's just say that. And it's been a great year. We'll talk about that another day. Let's get into this beer review. I want to do these fast this year. Some people said maybe 12 to 15 minutes was a little long. We're already going long, so let's get right into this. Like I said, 2024 Bitterpops Advent Calendar. It's my absolute favorite time of the year. Not just because of the beer. I mean, I love the beer, but the family, the friends, the hectic pace that we keep. It all adds up to just couple beautiful nights around a tree with the family. I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. Until then, though, we have some beer to tide us over, keep us calm, and get through the next few weeks. So let's see what Bitterpops is doing this year. So this is a big old heavy box, just like every year. Looks a lot like it did the last couple of years. Just I love the graphics on it. Super, super cool. We'll explore the box when it's a little easier to hold up to the camera, because right now it is full of 24 beers. So this year, I know, I was talking to him when I picked this up, that at some point there may be a special collaboration beer in there. I don't know if my box has it or not. I haven't gone through it. Trying to keep this completely on the fly. Makes it more fun for me and hopefully for you. But I'm hoping to get the collaboration beer. I guess it's going to be in a gold can. We'll figure it out when we get there. But we are going to do day one right now. Very excited. All right. Day one. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's bite this box. Sturdy cardboard. Day one. I missed flipping that. Let's see what we got. How do I put this stupid thing? Time out. Hold on one second. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, okay. We're back. What are we doing? Lost Abbey. Mary Taj. I've actually heard of this beer before. Let me show it to you. All right, so this is something new, I think. I think this is the first time they've done this. As a matter of fact, I think this is the Lost Abbey's first India Pale Ale they've done. If you know the Lost Abbey, this is kind of cool. I never thought I'd see this in... I've never seen Lost Abbey put anything in a can. I would have a feeling because it is a pale ale. Like I said, I think it's the first pale ale that I've ever done, because they specialize in barrel aging and wild yeasts. Our old friend Brett, and then of course Belgian style ales and whatnot. They do some really funky stuff, and they always put them in those bombers, those big bottles. I love those things, man. I'm old enough, and I know some of you are old enough to remember when everybody's craft beer came in the 22-ounce bombers. First one I ever bought was the Arrogant Bastard from Stone Brewing Company. I remember how much I love those bottles, and I understand it's more efficient to put things in the cans. It's cheaper. As a guy that deals with bottling things, I know how much glass costs, especially when you're trying to produce in bulk. So cans make a lot more sense, but Jackson, knocking the camera around. This is already day one, and this is going off the rails. What was I saying? It's a lot cheaper to put things in cans, but, you know, as a craft beer guy for a while now, I miss those 22-ounce bombers. I said Stone, and oddly enough, I think Lost Abbey is actually brewing in Stone's old brewery. I might be wrong on that. Also, Lost Abbey, they're out of California, Vista, California. If I remember seeing that somewhere, mainly because I was reading about Mary Taj, of all random things. But they're also... partners are owned by Port Brewery, something like that. I know whatever the company is. Sorry, I'm also getting over that congestion thing that everybody seems to have. Port Brewing, I believe it's called. I think that's the main company, and they generally handle all the West Coast IPAs and West Coast style beers. And then Lost Abbey is kind of their arm that does all the Belgian ales and wild Brett yeasts and barrel aging stuff. So this is interesting to see. It says on here, Sinners and Saints. I know what this is, again, because I randomly read about Mary Taj that Lost Abbey was coming out with a American India Pale Ale. Sinners and Saints is a series that they're doing. Lost Abbey does a lot of series. This one is their fight of good beer versus evil beer. Like, this is the good beer of all the bad, fighting against all the bad beers that they make. And I will tell you, Lost Abbey makes some great beer. So I'm very curious to see what they do with a pale ale. I've never actually had anything from Port Brewing. but Lost Abbey I definitely have. See what it says on the can real quick. The name Mary Taj IPA pays homage to holiday celebrations going on from sea to sea, encapsulating the hope of a new year in which we closer and closer to what else lies on our path. What begins as an aroma of crisp floral notes gives way to the bright taste of tropical fruit and citrus rind, finishing with a spicy, piney bitterness thanks to the addition of Simcoe hops. Simcoe hops, I would imagine Mosaic, Citra, all that kind of stuff's going to be in here as well. It says hops, Chinook, Centennial, Amarillo, Cascade, and Simcoe. So I was completely wrong. That's cool. This should be interesting. West Coast, or I don't know if this is a West Coast style. It's American Pale Ale, but the West Coast specifically really are known for being very dry, crisp beers. Very, very piney. A lot of resin to them. Floral. But this, I have no idea what this is going to taste like because it's Lost Abbey. It's just blowing my mind they did this and put a beer in a can. This is 8.5% ABV. It says nothing else about the production. If it's barrel aged, IPA, I highly doubt. I would highly doubt they age this at all. It's probably a fast production ale. Look at that color. Just that brown rust, kind of tar kind of color. It's got a really viscous texture to it just by looking at it. Great head. So proud. Oh, did I mention too, we're in the new 2024 Bitter Advent calendar, Bitterpops Advent calendar glass. Let's take a look at this thing. See, I already forgot my rule. Oh, wow. Ooh. We're going to go back. Because on the nose, it is toasted malt. Like if I smelled this, you didn't show me a can, I smelled this, my first thought would not be IPA at all. Toasted, roasted malts to it. Caramel almost coming from that as well. There is a floral kind of note to it. Something very bright about it. Kind of herbaceous. Peppery, white pepper. You know I love it. Oh man, but when you taste that, that is a hardcore hophead IPA, but handled really well. So you've heard me, if you follow this at all, talk about how I hate palate killers. I hated that period of craft beer when IPAs were just so hoppy and so hard on the palate that you just couldn't taste anything. This has a resonating flavor to it. It kind of coats your mouth, has kind of a resiny kind of quality to it, but it's a very, very satisfying hoppy note. Bitterness galore, but in all the right ways. It takes you right to the edge and then pulls back to reveal kind of this really nice white cracker, very floral, lemon pithy kind of finish that just goes on and on and on. And while the bitterness is falling away, there's a little subtle sweetness coming through, but those roasted malt flavors are on the front. It's a really cool beer. This is an IPA made by somebody who really knows how to make beer. Like, is a really talented brewer. Wow, I don't know who the brewer is for Lost Abbey, to be honest with you. And again, they do some funky stuff. And whoever's doing this, or whoever the group of guys, guys and women, men and women that are doing this at Lost Abbey, man, I'm impressed. That's cool. You can just tell these are artful brewers. That's day one. 8.5 American Pale Ale from Lost Coast Abbey. Not in a bomber, but in a can. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.